show you how to make a parametric door. You can just go ahead and start from new and a family, and I'm gonna go for metric door. Yep. Be careful not to choose metric door kernel, just metric door. In this tutorial, I'll try to make it as simple as possible, and definitely there are like a couple of ways to do the same door actually, and you can add as much complexity later on. I'm just trying to make it just for beginners, so you can have an idea of how it works. Anyway, I'll start by creating the reference plane. I'll make two here inside the wall opening, and when you're gonna add a dimension here, aligned, go from the new one to the old one, and new one to the old one. Select them both and add a parameter. Let's call it inner frame width. It's too long, so just you can reduce the size. Flex this, make sure it's working correctly. Let's make it 50 and apply. That's for the inner frame, that's the outer frame, and so that's technically the wall itself here. Anyway, again, create sweep and just pick, and I'm going to 3D, so I'm gonna pick this line, then I'm gonna arc rotate, and then this, and then that, just to make the edge of this sweep actually locked to the edge, 3D edge of that wall itself. Finish, get back to the level, and now to edit the profile itself, you need to pick lines here or pick reference, select this, lock, this, lock. Careful here not to select the face, just the reference plane, lock. Again, the reference plane and lock. I'm gonna hit on my keyboard TR, which is fillet. Select both two corners to get rid of the extra lines, and you get that shape now. Finish it, and when you go to, again, finish again, and when you go to 3D, you're gonna have yourself, I'm gonna get rid of this, dimension. See, that's here, that's the outer frame, that's the inner frame, and that's the, actually it's just to conceal the door itself joined to the wall. And if we go to anything of shaded, so that's still empty. Don't bother about adding material, it's an easy job, I'll leave it for you. Anyway, now let's create the door leaf itself. So I'm gonna create this, I'm gonna create another one here, DI again, from the new one to the original here, and from the new one to the original here. Select both, and then add a parameter, let's call it half. That's it. I'm gonna go OK, and I'm gonna create a parameter. I'm gonna call it leaf thickness, and the leaf thickness here, it's gonna be made of half multiplied by 2. So if this, the half thing is 26, it's 20, it's great working. So make this 25. Hit enter. 50, beautiful working. That's it. Now again, another geometry, but this time in extrusion. Again, pick lines, click and lock, click and lock. Again, don't select the edge of other objects. Select the reference plane and lock it, and TR or fillet. Clean this mess, make it a closed loop, and then finish. In the exterior elevation, you probably need here another reference plane, and you should have called it the same thing you defined that in the plan, which this one, inner frame width, and select this new extrusion that represents the door leaf, push it up from the handle, not to the face but to the reference plane again, and then unlock. That's what we have now. In 3D you're gonna see you have a nice door here in 3D, and let's try that. I'm gonna load that into project. I already opened the project, if you noticed in the beginning of this video, so I'm gonna load that in. So now it should cut automatically, and it's beautifully cutting. And if I go to 3D, you can see it's working perfectly. Well, let's shade that out. See, go back to plan. Now flex, select the wall itself and change the thickness to 300 mil, and you can see that's working perfectly. Change it, let's say 100 mil or something, 150, let's say, whatever. See, it's working perfectly. Select those, and you can just in the edit type double check the thickness, make it 30. See, it's working. The thickness of the leaf, let's make this 15, and that's worked perfectly. As you can see, everything is so smooth. So in 3D it's beautiful, and in the plan it's ugly and it's look like a window, and it's totally not correct. So the first thing is to get rid of this, especially this panel, the door leaf, not to be shown here in the plan. So with Control Tab, I'm gonna get back to the family, door family itself, still open, and select that dude here. And here from the visibility in the property palette, just hit it and remove this two things, just to make sure that they're not going to shown. It's not going to be shown in the plan or whenever it's been going to cut, if it's a plan or RCP anyway. And then load it again. I will choose the second one, and it should be gone now. See, that's what we actually want, so it doesn't show in the plan. That's the first step. Get back again to the family itself. Now we need to show the architectural way of representing this, which is a double line and then an arc. And those things, or those lines, actually, you're gonna find them in the annotate, and here symbolic line. And be careful not to create them in the model line, because the model line, they're actually going to be shown in all the views, especially in 3D. They're going to be ugly and incorrect. So this is a 3D line that's shown in all that types of views you have, while what you need is to show a symbolic line that's shown only in the plan. So pick up this, don't fall in the other trap. Anyway, so I'm gonna go create before, actually, I'm gonna just like doing that. So I'm just gonna extend this, and then I'm gonna create another reference plane here, and this new guy, and we're gonna get from the new one again to the old one, and align dimension in this dude. We're gonna give it I don't know what we call it, thickness, leaf thickness, this one. So it's gonna be the same thick as this, right? And we need to create another reference plane right here, and another DI to create an align dimension here. This technically should be assigned a parameter, and I will call it opening, or open, that represent the entire length of this leaf. So I need to go here, and this one need a little bit of formula. It's very easy. Just go width minus what we call it, we call that frame, inner frame width. So inner frame, again, be careful of the capital and small letter gaps, everything. Any small mistake, it's gonna be end up really not good. So that's what I've done. Twice the width minus twice the frame width. Anyway, hit enter, it should give you 900, so it's working perfectly, as this 1000, 50, 50, 100 from the 1900 anyway. So it's working perfectly here. As you can see, that jump back, just push that back if you want and make them taller. Just don't care. And another thing here to be done to finalize this is to go to annotation and symbolic line, pick and select and lock, select and lock, select, lock, and so on. Now trim that thing. Why do I have a feeling that I didn't trim this? It's okay, it's trimmed. Now the last step to go annotation, symbolic, and then arc. That's my start with the hinge actually. That's the start of the arc, and that's the end of the arc, and technically that's it. I'm gonna load that into the Revit file, project environment again, reload it, and override the parameter, and as you can see it's working perfectly. So let's flex that again. So I'm gonna select that dude and edit types, and again the frame width I'm gonna make it, the inner frame I'm gonna make it 30, and see they are actually working. The leaf you can make it the half leaf 15 to make this 30 again, and you can see it's working perfectly. Now let's change the width. Let's make the big mess, change it to 900, hit apply, and you can see that's this leaf. It's actually reducing its length with the opening itself. I wish you find that useful. It's just a short and quick tutorial to show you how to make a plan, a parametric door that look like what architect wants here as an architectural symbolism in plan. And when you go to 3D, you're gonna see a totally different thing, a closed door. You don't see those lines here that you shouldn't see actually. I wish that was a useful tutorial for you. Thank you and have a good day.